Say hello, gremlin. Yeah. Tasty. Tasty. Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Kizzy and today we're going to talk about some books. Today I'm going to be doing a TBR video, which I've stopped doing recently because I would do the TBR video, I wouldn't read the books in that month, and it just felt like I was talking about books for no reason, or I was just repeating the same books for no reason. So I stopped doing those, but as it is December and it is the last month of the year, there are some books that I just want to read before the end of the year. Don't know why. I'm not normally someone that wants to like get through a TBR before the end of the year or read books before the end of the year, because you know, next year is still just a year, it just comes around. But I kind of want to get these ones done before the end of the year as a little goal to do, so I'm going to be setting a TBR for this month. And I've also been in a little bit of a reading slump recently, so hopefully this will give me the kind of ammunition. If you can hear him scramming behind me on the seat, I'm really sorry. I don't know what he's doing. Like, he's having a ball. But yes, so I thought I would do a little TBR just to keep me kind of in the reading zone, because I kind of let that go in the recent few weeks. So the first book is, I'm currently halfway through it, so I would like to finish that book, obviously. Or I'm kind of like, I don't know, depending on how you're looking at it, I'm either 3/4 through it or halfway through this one. So this is The Way of Kings Part 2 by Brandon Sanderson. So if you're doing the whole Part 1 and Part 2, I'm obviously like halfway through or like 3/4 of the way through, but I am only halfway through the Part 2 bit. So I would like to finish that. It is the last day of the month today, so I don't think I'm going to get it done today, but first book is to finish this. And then obviously that then leads me on to reading at least one part of the next book in the series, and that is The Words of Radiance. This is actually Part 2, sorry about that, picked up the wrong one. But I would like to read Part 1 before Part 2. So for those that don't know, this series is probably Brandon Sanderson's biggest series, and it is part of his Cosmere kind of overarching mini-series that he has going on. Would it be a video if I didn't drop a book in it? Probably not. This book follows multiple characters. We have a few storylines going on. It doesn't get too complicated. Gremlin, what are you doing? Sorry about that. It doesn't get too complicated though, because he has it split into 4 parts. The first 2 parts are 2 characters. The second part is another character, 1 character, okay. Ugh. Maybe it is a bit complicated. 1 character you have his point of view through the entire series. However, the other 2 points of view alternate with the different parts. So Part 1 we have Shallan, Part 2 we have Dalinar, and then Part 3 Shallan, and then Part 4 Dalinar again. And then we have, I'm gonna get rid of the gremlin, hold on. The gremlin has been given to his other parents, so he will not be disturbing us the rest of the video. If you watched my last video, you will see that he just literally was making noise the whole time. So I'm trying not to do that this video. Even though he's very cute, he's very annoying. But we love him. So, what was I saying? The third point of view that we have through the entire series, I don't know if this is where I am, but I'm going to continue from this point, is Kaladin. And his point of view is, well, we're in this world where there has been an assassination on the king. It is quite a big world. There are many different countries that all have like unique kind of ideologies and just cultures, everything like that. It's a very richly built world, and one of these countries, which is kind of the main one that we are in, is Alethkar, I think, Alethkar. And at the beginning of the book, the king is assassinated by this new kind of creature race that we've discovered, or that was recently discovered, or found or met. And they have like black skin and they're kind of marbled, and they seem to communicate without words. I don't really know, but we don't really know much about them. But they were signing a peace treaty, and you do find that in the prelude, so it's not even that much of a spoiler. So yes, in the prelude we find out that they are about to sign a truce treaty. Is that the right word? I feel like I've said it now way too many times that I don't actually know if that's the right word. They're a truce? No, that's not the right word. Truth. No. Peace treaty. Oh my god, why was that such a spaz? Yes. A peace treaty, not a truce treaty. Oh, that was really difficult. And Then just as they've signed it or are about to sign it, they actually assassinate the Alatka king. And then we follow one of these soldiers in that country who kind of gets wound up and put in a really, really bad situation, and he has one of like kind of the best developments so far. He is the one I'm most interested in and the one I kind of like want to read about when I want to get to his chapters. And then we have, that's Kaladin, and then we have Dalinar, who is the king's brother. So he is now the uncle of the new king, and we follow him as he's kind of getting weird stuff going on with like dreams and prophecies and all that kind of stuff. And then we also follow Shallan, who is from a different country from Alaska. She has travelled to see who is the king's niece, or the new king's sister, I think, of Alaska, and she's travelled to be her kind of ward and learn from her and kind of become a scholar from her, but there are secret agendas to that. So we follow those three characters, and it's kind of all surrounding finding out kind of why this this war that's kind of sort of come out of this assassination. I don't think I explained that very well at all, but there we go. There you go. So the next few books, or 2 books, I want to read when I'm planning on doing a 24-hour readathon sometime in December, filming that for you guys and posting it. So I'm hoping to read these 2 books then, because they are nice and short, and I did mention this as well in my book haul if you wanted to have a look. But the first book is Parancia, I don't know, by Suzanne Clarke, and this is quite short. But it is, I started it, I read about 10 pages, and it was a little bit weird. So, I'm not really sure. I feel like maybe I just have to like throw myself into it, get used to the writing style, get used to like the kind of weird atmosphere in it, and just go with it, and it will be better as a result of that. So that's why I'm going to read it like all in one, basically, hopefully. But we'll see, because it's quite a challenging book. Maybe I won't be able to like engage in it or like focus on it. I don't know. But it is a beautiful book. I don't really know what it's about. So we follow, it is notebook, so it's like a diary, and we follow this guy called Parancia who's in this house, and the bin men show up. And we're in this like weird house where there's statues and like weird water things, and there's only one other person living in that house, and there were people living. I don't really know. I think it's kind of like a labyrinth idea, but it gave me kind of, I was picturing it similar to how the underground bit in The Starless Sea in Erin Morgenstern's book, if you've read that. I was picturing it like that. I have no idea if it is like that. I will let you know once I've read it. And then the next book is another like nice little short one, which is again why I picked it for the 24-hour readathon, but it is also beautiful and I really do want to read it. So it is The Lives of the Saints by Leah Bardugo. That's the Off the Dust Jacket, and it is a collection of short stories that come from the world of her Grishaverse. So if you've read her books, you'll know what I'm talking about, but they have like a religion. The whole kind of society revolves around this, or doesn't revolve around, is like, especially the first trilogy, they're very much focused on the saints and kind of their research and experiments and stuff with their magic and things. So this is stories about them. So I think it would just be a nice book to read for a readathon, and it's got beautiful pictures throughout it. So if we like look at that. So it is fully illustrated all throughout it, with amazing art, and I want to read it, so I'm going to. And I love fairy stories. Like, I know these are like made up fairy stories, but still, like, I love it. So the next 2 books are probably going to be no surprise if you've watched any of my recent videos or Instagram or anything like that, but they have been on my TBR since summer, and I've been wanting to read them, and I'm finally gonna read them. So the first book is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, and I need to read it. I don't know what it's about, but I think it's one where all the books are being released in this series, so you could just like marathon it, hopefully. I don't actually know if that's true, but it's got a cool little map at the front, and it sounds good. Oh, I just seen Murdered Son and Missing Daughter on the back cover. I'm sold. It sounds great. So yes, let me know if you like this, or if it's also on your TBR. Maybe we could do like a buddy read for this. That would be quite cool. Let me know. Message me on Instagram. So that's that one. Sorry, I can't really give you much about it because I don't want to spoil it, but it does sound good. And then the final book that I have on my TBR is The Poppy War by N.R.F. Kang, and this just is being raved about everywhere. And the third book is finally out, so again, I think it is just a trilogy, so I could just marathon it, and it's raved about everywhere. Like, if you've not heard of it, I don't know how, because everybody loves it. And I put on my story both of these two, or my Instagram, saying which one should I read first, and it basically got the same results. So they're both meant to be very good, but it is the best fantasy debut of 2018 according to Weird, and it is just, yeah, I mean, it looks cool. Like, just look at the drawing on the back. Who wouldn't want to read that? I don't know. The parallels with modern Chinese history resonate deeply and darkly in this blood-soaked epic of orphans and empresses, gods and shamans, according to the Daily Mail. Which, you know, each their own. But yeah, Poppy War sounds good. I think it's about war, and it is based on Chinese history, and I thought mythology, but I'm not sure about that, so don't quote me. But yes, I'm excited. And it's not drastically long, 520 pages. So for a fantasy, it's okay. So those are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 5.5 books that I want to read in the month of December. Obviously I don't really have, well, I have uni work, but I don't have like lectures and stuff, so I can do it to my own time. Hopefully I will not get addicted to Animal Crossing, as I have been in the last few weeks, which means I've done no reading basically, but my island is looking pretty good. But those are the books that I'm hoping to read. Let me know in the comments what books you want to read. If you want to buddy read any of these books, that would be really cool. I haven't ever done a buddy read before. Maybe we could get like a group chat going or something. I would really enjoy that. So yeah, let me know if you want to do any of that. Please like this video if you did like it, and subscribe to my channel. It really does help, and every single one is just lovely to see. So thank you for watching. Glad you made it this far, and I shall see you in the next video.